Hi, YouTubers. So I know that I did the 50 questions this morning, but I wanted to sort of just make an on-the-fly video about where things are and some questions that I have and just a few thoughts on that kind of came up this morning. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I had some thoughts about different things that came up from the variety of videos that I watched, as well as some things that I read in a forum not too long ago. So I'll try and keep it kind of short, but I might do the questions later. One of the things that I have been thinking a lot about since they told me that my surgery is probably going to be at the beginning of June, although I talked to the case manager on the phone last week, and I think it might actually be sooner than that, is the weird reaction I had when I did get the date, which was I sort of freaked out and started to wonder, is this the right thing for me? Can I do it? Can I stick with it? How hard is it going to be? Now, a lot of you guys who subscribe, which is maybe 5 or 6 of you, know that my brother had the surgery 2 years ago, and he has been pretty successful with it, but he also has a very supportive wife who does all the cooking and things like that, whereas I live alone. And so I do have the fear of just not being able to adequately deal with the mind stuff without having anybody here all the time to support me. It's much easier to go off track with dieting and things like that when you don't have somebody there to say, hey, what are you doing? Now, I need to be that person for myself, and I've done a really good job about doing that since I entered into all of this. With the exception of I did have a few food funerals or whatever, but I've lost since February over 25 pounds. By the time I saw the surgeon, he said that I didn't need to lose more to meet the gold weight, but that I should continue losing. So I do worry about some of that stuff. One thing that I read in a forum, and it wasn't a YouTube forum or anything. I don't want to offend anybody with the things I say, but I can only be honest and true to myself when I make these videos. So hopefully, this doesn't apply to anything personally or anything like that, but I was reading forums of people who have been through surgery, and one of the things that I wanted to read was people who had gained weight back from a variety of surgeries, regardless of which one they had. And one of the constant things that I saw in those forums with the people who had gained weight back was that there was a lot of excuses. There was a lot of people who actually said, oh, well, I found a way to cheat my tool, and oh, I still went and got milkshakes all the time, and oh, I knew I was in trouble because I started to eat ice cream all the time, and I just couldn't, it just crept up from there. And admittedly, that stuff kind of scares me because I do have a bad psychological relationship with food, and I know that the surgery is really just a tool, but it's not going to fix what's going on in my head. I also hate to exercise. Now, one of the reasons I hate to exercise is because I hurt my knee when I was in 2nd grade, and as I've gained weight over the years, it has gotten more and more sore, and it makes it more and more difficult for me to exercise. To combat these things, while I planned to thought about having the surgery, I started to follow the checklist that they gave me at Kaiser, which included exercising a little bit every day, start off small and work up, cutting out a lot of the things that you wouldn't really be able to eat after surgery, things like that. One thing that I know from my brother is they will tell you can never have this again, you can never eat rice again, you can never have alcohol again, you can never have coffee again, and that's not really true. My brother's 2 years out, and he can pretty much eat anything he wants. He doesn't eat pasta. He doesn't really eat rice, but he definitely drinks beer. Now, thankfully, I'm not really a beer drinker. I'm a vodka drinker. But I haven't been a drinker at all since I really started on this journey because I wanted to try and change the things about myself before I had the surgery because I didn't want to go in and then come out and all of a sudden be like, oh my God, what have I done? I can't do all of these things. I can't give up the sandwiches though. But that's, obviously what I've done my whole life didn't work. I put on a lot of weight. My health declined dramatically. I'm on all those, prescriptions. So this is something I'm doing to change my life. I know it's something I'm doing to change my life, but it is a little bit scary to see the stories of the people who got the tool, lost the weight, and then went right back to what they always did. And I did watch some videos about with people and they had opinions of those things. And I have to say, having seen my brother do it, I agree with a lot of things that I heard, which is people do cheat it. I know that after I have surgery, I'm not going to say I'm never going to eat chocolate again. I'm not even going to say I'm never going to drink alcohol again. I know that's what the doctors tell you, and that's kind of what you want to do. I don't necessarily think that I'm going to eat chocolate right away. My brother didn't have any alcohol for 9 months after his surgery. And even now, he and I were just talking about it, and it's not a problem for him in the sense that he is cross-addicting or anything like that. But he confided when I told him that I was really going through it, all this, that he had gained about 10 pounds in the last few months, which he directly attributes to the fact that he has been snacking and drinking. 2 things that he did before he had his surgery. And I guess I read this one thing from somebody who had a surgery and was so angry and was calling it a failure because she didn't lose any weight. But I went back and read some of her other things, and she had said specifically she wasn't doing what the doctor said. She wasn't eating what they had told her to eat or not to eat. She basically went back after she had the tool, her surgery, and went back like 6 months or a year or something later, and then was furious because the doctor told her, well, you have to watch what you eat, and you have to drink a lot of water, and you have to exercise. And her point was, I had this surgery. I could have done all those things without having the surgery, and it was just a miserable failure. And I have to say, I don't know this person. I don't know anything about this person. And I try to not be judgy, but that kind of pissed me off because I feel like it perpetrates the idea that having this surgery is a magical cure, and it's not. And I'm hoping that I am a little bit ahead of the game from some people, not here, but, like I said, people that I've been reading or whatever, where I recognize that. And I recognize that it's not going to be easy and that I have to do a lot of work in my head. Now, thankfully, I do have a therapist I go see to who's going to help me with some of that. But it's not like go in, have surgery, come out, you're skinny, yay, you don't have to do any work. I have started to tell a few people, and this is one of the things in my question video that I might do later because I'm kind of tangenting right now. But I have told a couple people. I did tell one of my friends who has been working very hard on losing weight on her own, and she made an offhanded comment about how it's the easy way. And I know that's a really popular thing to say. I know watching my brother that that's not the case. And I know that I'm probably going to hear that a lot, either directly or from people who maybe don't know that I've had the surgery or whatever. But it was the first time that anybody had actually said it to me. And it did kind of rub me the wrong way, but I just chose to ignore it and not really comment on it too much. So I don't know that it's easy, though. I mean, is any of this really easy? I have not found the decision to have the surgery easy at all. I have not found the things leading up to surgery that I've changed easy. Now, I quit smoking. I pretty much quit drinking. I've readjusted my diet, my shopping. I've been working on my mindset. I've been doing, mental work, whatever. It hasn't been easy, but it's never easy. I've in the past done Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem and South Beach and all, paleo and all of these things. And And none of that was really easy. And so there is some part of me that worries, am I going to be one of those people who can't hack the mental aspect? Um, and is that going to be in part because I am pretty private and don't have a lot of support? I'm thinking I might go to some of the support groups through my program, but it is something I've been thinking of, because I don't want to go and do this thing that is going to dramatically alter my body and then not use it to the best of its ability. And I see that a lot, where people, have said, like I said in those forums, that they just didn't do what the doctor said. So I'm really going to try to do it all. And I am a little bit worried that I'm already worried about it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact of when I went and they cleared me, I did sort of go off the rails for a couple of days and ate everything that I possibly had wanted to eat. And that scared me a little bit, because it's like, really, has my relationship with food changed that much? Is it going to change that much? And I don't know. I just feel like I'm really going to have to rely on my brother, and I'm really going to try and interact with a lot of you guys and watch a lot more of your videos and stuff, because I do have the concern that I might have a little harder time than, say, he did, because I am going through it alone. Although they've said that I can go over and eat dinner with them anytime and stuff like that. So I don't know. This is not at all the video that I started out wanting to post, but it's just things to think about, like, I feel like I've been going along this plan, and now all of a sudden it's like, okay, I kind of think instead of the beginning of June, I might end up having a date in May, and I'm ready. I'm not totally ready. That's some of the stuff in my question video for you guys. What do I absolutely need to bring? What, stuff like that. But I am kind of nervous. I'm apprehensive. I'm questioning, I guess, my resolve. Even though, and it's kind of weird, I feel 100% like I can do it. I'm going to stick to it. I'm not going to go through all this and then blow it all off. And, drinking's not a big thing for me, and sweets aren't even that big of a thing for me anymore. And I have my family and everything. And I know in my brain, in my heart of hearts right now, I'm totally like, yeah, I can totally do it. But then I do worry what happens 3 years down the road. And when all of a sudden you can eat and drink and do all the same things that you used to do after the initial weight loss, what happens then, when it's not a new thing anymore? So it's just something I've been thinking about, and I can't decide if it's really good that I've been thinking about it, because I'm being real honest with myself about it. I'm being real honest. I'm not going to go in and do this if I don't think that I can make all the changes. So on one hand, I'm like, wow, is it good that I'm doubting myself already? Or is it really doubting? Is it good that I'm questioning myself? And I think it's important to question myself in this way, because I know myself better than anybody. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody else had the same fears and the same thoughts, or if everybody was just like, yeah, I'm totally going to do it, and I'm fine, and I don't ever have to worry about it, and I'm going to be awesome. Maybe I just need to give myself more credit and know that I can be awesome. I don't know. So that's my thoughts today. That's not at all where I started or what I intended to really talk about, but it is what it is. And I feel like it was really honest and open, and maybe down the road somebody will watch it and they've been feeling the same. So I'm going to post it anyway. Okay. Bye, you guys.